Hey there, GI Nation! I'm your host, Crystal Leven, and you are watching GI Weekly, your #1 source for everything bodybuilding. There's nothing worse than hitting the gym every day only for your gains to hit a plateau. So we're gonna help you force that growth. We're counting down the top 5 ways to break plateaus and hit new gains. Let's jump into it. Number 5, increase resistance. Let's start off with an obvious one. Add more weight. But we're not saying to load on tons of new weight immediately. It's all about being smart and thinking about micro progression. Small additions every week will build up to a large increase in resistance, thus larger gains in the long run. Number 4, change your movements. One of the main goals for bodybuilders is hypertrophy. But if you're doing the same movements every week, your muscles will adapt. This leads to some major plateaus. In order to push hypertrophy, you need to consistently change the exercises you perform. This essentially tricks your muscles into growing more.
I think the biggest thing as far as trying to continue to make gains is you have to hit a body part from a lot of different angles. Okay, you have to vary your exercise. You can't just go in the gym, do the same thing week after week and expect results. Eventually your body's going to get used to that.
Take squats, for example. Olympic pause squats, safety squats, and front squats can all be used to mix up your movements and push you into increased gains. Number 3, increase volume. Forget weight for a second. Let's talk about increasing your sets and reps. While there are many standards regarding sets and reps, raising the amount you perform is another way to force muscle growth. This doesn't mean to stop adding weight altogether. That won't help. And it also doesn't mean stacking on 3 times the amount of sets or reps either. You want to keep that intensity in every lift, so test out your limits and figure out what works best for you. Number 2, rest less between sets. Now that you have volume down, let's talk about resting between sets. If you start shortening the rest periods between sets, you'll be packing more volume in a shorter amount of time. This puts more stress on your muscles and helps pump up those gains. #recover later. And number 1 is increase your range of motion. The more you increase the range of motion in an exercise, the harder it will be to perform. So ask yourself, are you going the full range of motion? Or even better, are you doing extended range of motion? To be successful at this, the key is to gradually increase over a series of workouts. Slowly build up your motion over the period of a week, then a month, and you'll start getting even more out of every single rep you perform. Now you have the tools to break free from that plateau prison and start yourself on the path towards bigger gains. Have any additional tips? Let us know by hitting us up on Facebook and Twitter. Just use the hashtag GIWeekly. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel right here for updates on all of our latest shows. And don't forget, you can hear me again on the Generation Iron podcast every Wednesday. I'll be hanging out with my co-host Kai Green. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Until next time, I'm Crystal Leven, and stay pumped.
I used to take steroids, a lot of them, and I loved every fucking minute of it. So I was a senior in high school, and I'm working in a strip club at night. Dee Schneider jumped on top of me and threw me a beating you wouldn't fucking believe. So, believe it or not, and all of a sudden, a shit bubble hits me. Uh-oh.